Joe's in San Francisco, wants to join Joe Spadoni and Joe Shasky, 888-957-9570. What's up, Joe?
What's happening, guys? Okay, I need to hear from Shasky directly because he spent months on this just let Trent go campaign. Just let Trent walk away because he's not playing a part in taking less money. Can you imagine us not having Trent Williams on this team right now? I mean, like, for real. Yeah, Myles Garrett may get him, for a sack here and there. That's one play a game. If we did not have Trent Williams right now, I don't care who the hell we drafted. Who we drafted the offensive line, I would be absolutely nervous right now. Thank God. The one thing I can say in spite of all this is we still have Trent Williams. Yes, Myles Garrett is great, but he couldn't even get his own team to win their conference before pretty much his whole career. So that's still one player, and I'm just glad we still got Trent Williams.
Can I give you a counter? Can I give you a counter? I would agree with you. Today it's nice that we have him, but isn't the point of having Trent not just to block Myles Garrett, to win a Super Bowl? You pay premiums for a guy this old to win a Super Bowl, right? Not just to be good.
So we're putting that on Trent now?
No, I'm not putting it on Trent.
It's Trent Williams' fault that we didn't win.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. I'm saying when a guy is this old and he's soaking up this much of the salary cap, it is prohibitive to make a move like Myles Garrett. We can't afford guys like him because you're paying 38-year-old Trent Williams. You can't have everyone. You just can't have everyone.
But this is the thing. Is his play showing you he's 38, or is that your notion of what a 36-year-old is, how they're valued, saying that? Because
I didn't think he played great last year.
The Niners are not the Niners, huh?
I didn't think he played that great last year. Their best game offensively, he didn't even play. He got hurt. Second play of the game. You and I just categorically disagree on Trent. I think he's good. I don't think he's as great as he was 2 and 3 years ago. And that's fine. That's his point of view. People think I have it out for Trent. I don't. I view Trent similar. He's a way better version, but similar to Al Horford. What's the point of having an Al Horford if you're not trying to win a championship?
Correct.
Right? You bring in those old championship caliber guys to win championships, not make the first round.
I think Trent Williams infinitely better than whatever Al Horford was last year. But to your point, those are the kind of guys that you build around fringe contender, like the Rams. That's a player, Trent Williams, the Rams would go after potentially because they feel hey, we're a left tackle away. The Chiefs, right? They're always feeling like they're, a left tackle or a single player away for competing for another title because those are the expectations when you have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, which sounds laughable on its surface, but that's what they've come to expect in Kansas City. And Niner fans have come to expect competing every single year for a Super Bowl, but now it feels like they've been lapped a little bit in their own division with the Rams and obviously defending champion Seattle Seahawks.
If I had it my way, I know you got to do the read. If I had it my way, they would have added a legitimate left guard alongside Trent Williams as he's aging.
That makes sense. Brought to you by Golden State. Serving the Bear for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com, and you're listening to 95.7 The Game. KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station and the home of the Golden State Warriors and Valkyries. Always live in the free Odyssey app, coming live from the Laugh Among Studios. We're continuing to react to the biggest news of the last 24 hours in sports. No, it's not the French Open. No, it's not the Stanley Cup Finals taking place tonight. No, it's not the NBA Finals taking place tomorrow. Myles Garrett is a Los Angeles Ram. They trade him. That is, the Cleveland Browns trade him to Los Angeles for Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick. Wasn't the only major move in sports yesterday, in football, that is. A.J. Brown also heading to New England as the Eagles will take a 2028 first-rounder and a 2027 fifth-round pick.
I'm not mad that they weren't in on A.J. Brown. We got a million wide receivers.
Sure.
And
the Mike Evans signing made the A.J. Brown thing kind of irrelevant to me after you got him.
I'm shocked he went for a first.
Yeah, that's an interesting play there, too. 2028, because the Patriots were just in the Super Bowl. I think they'll have somewhat of a regression. They had a very favorable schedule last year. But if you're Howie Roseman, wouldn't you bank on maybe there's some drama there with the head coach. Maybe things blow up this year. Maybe they're kind of a dumpster fire next year.
Oh.
And then the 2028 pick that they get from New England. Could you imagine if it's like a top 10 pick? You guys are shaking your head because you know I'm right.
Howie loves value. And this is why the Eagles continue to reload and do wild, crazy things. I want you to think about this. Deebo Samuel was traded for a 5th rounder. He is currently a free agent.
Yep.
A.J. Brown was traded twice for 1st rounders.
I know.
Isn't that kind of crazy? No, he may just be the better. I mean, he is the better overall player. But like, just think about how they maximized his value. They got the best years out of him, and now they traded him for a 1st. And we'll see if he's got great years ahead of him.
And I do think the relationship, obviously, going back to the Tennessee Titans days, really kind of pushed this through all along. Obviously, Mike Vrabel, coaching him all the way back then.
Did you hear who was trying to come out of retirement?
Who?
Diana Rossini reported. Her and Vrabel have been working on this deal for about 8 months.
There's a Michael Jackson joke about the certain song, Dirty Diana. The memes were on fire yesterday, by the way. Rolando and Napa, Matt in San Francisco. We'll get to you in a second. Myles Garrett is a Ram. And does that have you revisiting the 49ers moves this offseason? Have they done enough? Can they still go out and make another move potentially? I keep seeing a lot of people saying, all right, now you got to go get Joey Bosa. Yeah, that's really a
4 sacks last year?
That's a like-for-like comparison. The Rams get Myles Garrett and the Niners get Joey Bosa.
From like week 11 on, I believe Myles Garrett had 13 sacks. In his career, Jared Verse has like 12 sacks.
I mean, come on.
So like, I want you to think about that. Hey, this guy is one of the great players of all time.
I saw one take on Twitter yesterday where it was just like the Niners should just throw some draft picks at the Rams and go get Jared Verse. I was like, honestly?
Oh, Cleveland now, you mean?
Don't hate that.
Yeah, just go to Cleveland and say, hey, Todd Monken.
I don't hate that.
I think Cleveland would like to build around Jared Verse now.
Does he fit the wide 9?
Oh, my.
What are the Browns going to do with Jared Verse?
Hey, I like what they're building over there. They got a lot of draft capital. They're going to get Arch Manning next year, probably.
I like their defense.
Yeah, I do, too.
Yeah.
I like Rolando and Napa, who wants to join the conversation. What's up, Rolando? Is this McLean?
How's it going, guys? I'm a big fan of the show, and I want to have a take on this Myles Garrett because I'm a huge Niners fan. And I have a couple friends that call me and everything, and everybody's saying how the Niners didn't have any players to offer Cleveland to get Myles Garrett, and I want to make a point, and I'm going to say something about this. What if Cleveland is looking for a player? The Niners did have a player that they had to offer Cleveland. What if it was Purdy in the deal?
Oh,
let me
Purdy.
ask you guys this. I want to ask you, would you guys have done that deal if Cleveland asked you, okay, we'll give you Garrett, give us a couple picks. They definitely need a quarterback. Would you guys make that deal? And
how many firsts am I have to throw in this hypothetical?
Okay. Let's take the same deal that they offered the Rams. Take the player out, put Purdy in that. Would you do that deal? And I want to ask everybody
that's a tough one.
Rolando, you just tossed a grenade into the chat, into the show with that question. Would you have parted if it meant parting with Brock Purdy?
Well, their dead cap number would be just through the roof.
Let's just throw that to the side. Throw the dead cap away because you'd be heading into this season with Mac Jones as a quarterback.
I'm going to say no. And look, I love Mac. You know I love Mac now. Yeah. I'm a new Mac guy, but I'm going to say no because Myles Garrett has basically had no quarterback, and they can't get out of the gutter as great as he is. You got to have the quarterback. And I know that Kyle and Purdy do make sweet music together, so I'm just going to say no, but it is very enticing. I have a hard time saying no.
I just want to throw it out to the audience, man. 888-957-9570. Would you have been okay parting with your starting quarterback, the highest paid player in the history of the 49ers, to get Myles Garrett?
Well, I think
if you're saying yes, then
you really believe in Mac Jones.
You really believe in Kyle Shanahan, too.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
And that means, and let's be honest, it also means that you don't think that Brock Purdy was one of those game-changing type of quarterbacks. You just don't think he's going to elevate the franchise in the fashion that a Myles Garrett does.
SF Duck, I'll take Mac Jones and Myles all day. Yaxel, no, not at all. NorCal Mike, Purdy for Garrett, I would have done it in a heartbeat. Interesting.
Let's see. 510. They need to answer with the Max Crosby trade.
I just don't see the Raiders ever dealing with the Niners.
I don't think I think the way the Max Crosby thing went down in Baltimore, I do think Max is kind of like bought back in. He's one of those people where he's like, everything happens for a reason kind of a thing. He always looked on the bright side of life. He's like, no, I'm going to be a Raider now. I know I was out on the Raiders, but now I'm back in. I'm a Raider for life. I got tattoos. Could you imagine gets traded to the Niners, though? And he covers up the Raiders tattoo with the shield of like the 49ers. I've always been a Joe Montana guy. He's my favorite quarterback. But I've seen a couple people saying go get Max Crosby now. That is a popular name here in the chat. 888-957-9570. Matt is in San Francisco. He wants to join in the Trent Williams conversation you're just having, Joe. What's up, Matt?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
It's going.
First off, no. Teams are built on quarterbacks, not defensive ends. We were in the... Does no one remember Blaine Gabbert, Nick Mullins, Jim Garoppolo? It took forever to get to this guy. Then you're going to get rid of him?
I know.
No, absolutely not. But on the Trent Williams tip, Chasky, I had your exact same thought. When they threw the bag at him, I was furious. I didn't think it made any sense. I was tired of him playing all the games he plays, and he's constantly been injured lately. Yeah, Trent Williams 2 or 3 years ago, all day. Trent Williams today, I don't know. And then you have the first day of OTAs, and he's the only guy that doesn't show up and participate after all that. So, yeah, when I heard that, I was like, so you could have freed up that money and gone and got Garrett to twin with Bosa and have that on the line. That's crazy. And now, the Joey Bosa talk, all this, there's no comparable trade. You're screwed. You're going to ride with what you got. We're gonna reap what we sow, and they better hope Trent Williams is up to covering Myles Garrett, or this is gonna look real bad real soon.
Well,
Thanks, Matt.
The way I'm viewing this year is I think a lot, and this is my view from today. I mean, things can change. We have to find out how much money on the Ayuk deal is real and what's not, and what, because that's a big unknown. Bosa, Warner, CMC, Trent, Kittle, Purdy as well, because if he's on the roster February 2027, it guarantees the like $70 million cap hit the next year. I think there are a lot of guys on this team who are either going to have to renegotiate or get cut.
I still can't get over that question from our guy Rolando in Napa. Would you be willing to part with Brock Purdy if it meant getting Myles Garrett? Obviously, there's some picks attached to it, but just on its surface, Brock Purdy for Myles Garrett. Would Niner fans have been okay with that? I'm actually kind of surprised by the overwhelming amount of people texting in saying they would have done that in a heartbeat.